A single picture is worth 1,000 words. But what happens when one image holds the power to rewrite a narrative built over years? This is not merely a photoshoot. It is a statement, a quiet declaration echoing through the halls of the South Korean entertainment industry. Jeongin, known to the world as IN of Stray Kids, the group's Maknae, the innocent, smiling younger brother, has momentarily vanished. In his place, on the cover of Cosmopolitan Korea's December issue, stands someone different, a mature persona with a charisma so sharp, so piercing, it calls into question everything we thought we knew about him. On November 25, 2025, Korean media was set abuzz with the release of the main cover for Cosmopolitan Korea's December edition. The subject was IN of Stray Kids. The photography, shot in a style reminiscent of old Hollywood glamour, revealed a radical transformation. From the casual themes of sky and the women's Vuros in the first teasers, to the more intimate and contemplative concept of stay in the moment. What is driving this visual transformation? And more critically, what does it signify for the future of IN and Stray Kids' position in an increasingly competitive K-pop landscape? This article will delve deeper than the photographs. It will unpack the strategy, analyze the impact, and read between the lines of official statements. To comprehend the magnitude of this shift, one must rewind. Since his debut in 2018, IN's role within the Stray Kids ecosystem has been clear and consistent. He was the Maknae. His image was that of a warm son, a cute younger brother with his signature Busan-like toughness and an iconic, bread-like smile. He was the counterbalance to the intense, high-pressure energy often emitted by the group's music. In past interviews, even the other members were often protective, reinforcing his position as the cherished youngest. It was a comfortable narrative, easily digestible, and, it must be admitted, highly effective in building an emotional connection with fans. Yet, behind this comfortable narrative, there were always clues. A flash of maturity behind his eyes, a sharpening vocal prowess in tracks like Waiting for Us and Hug. It was as if he was on a journey, and this cosmopolitan feature is the stop where we all finally realize his destination. Cosmopolitan Korea, a publication known for its ability to capture the essence of its subjects, did not hold back. The stay-in-the-moment concept is a clever play on words, literally asking us to pause and pay attention to IN, not as a part of a collective, but as a whole individual. The released photos are not those of an idol posing. They are portraits of a young man in reflection. The dramatic lighting, bold use of shadow, and intense close-ups on his face create a depth rarely seen in conventional K-pop idol photoshoots. His styling, which blends classic, luxurious elements with contemporary touches, serves as a bridge between the IN we knew and the IN he is choosing to introduce. There is no wide, bong-like smile. There is only a silence that speaks volumes. The reaction in the digital sphere was immediate and unambiguous. The hashtag INXCosmo exploded. Fans, known as Stay, flooded social media platforms with praise. Yet beneath the exclamations of, "He's all grown up," and "I'm crying seeing him," lay a palpable sense of confusion. A recurring question was asked, is this the same Jeongin? This is the twist. This transformation is not an accident or a mere experiment in styling. It is a calculated, strategic move, and its implications may run far deeper than initially presumed. Let us unpack these layers. First, from an industry perspective, Stray Kids are currently at the peak of their career, with an ever-expanding world tour and solid global recognition. In a phase like this, individual branding becomes key to long-term sustainability. Their agency, JYP Entertainment, is known for its adept management of members' transitions from a young idol image to that of versatile artists. We have seen this pattern before. What IN has accomplished with this Cosmopolitan feature is a classic move, executed with extraordinary precision. He is not just growing up, he is actively seizing that narrative and defining it on his own terms. Second, and this is the most compelling part, is the impact on the group's internal structure. Stray Kids is built on a foundation of self-production, with 3 Racha as the creative core. IN, while highly valued, has often been perceived as outside this central music-making hub. His appearance in Cosmopolitan Korea is a visual statement that he possesses his own artistic dimension, one that may not have been fully explored. This opens the door to new possibilities: a mixtape, a solo project, or an acting role. He is no longer just the Maknae vocalist, he is Jeongin, the Legionnaire, a term he coined himself, ready to explore wider creative territories. Third, this reveals a side that has been latent. The shark charisma on display is not a newly fabricated trait. It is a potential that was always there, but perhaps deliberately restrained or chosen not to be highlighted for the sake of group cohesion in their formative years. By revealing it now, IN is performing a reset of public expectation. He is telling the world that he can be soft and sharp, innocent and mysterious, an idol and a high-fashion model. This complexity is an invaluable asset in an industry that often simplifies its artists into a single dimension. External responses have begun to trickle in. An independent fashion editor tweeted, "IN's shoot for Cosmo is a masterclass in rebranding. It shows a mature understanding of visual power and how to use it to tell a story." Meanwhile, in online forums, discussions are intensifying. Some observers question if this is the beginning of a solo phase that could disrupt the group's dynamic. Others argue that this will only strengthen Stray Kids by demonstrating that every member is a star who can stand on their own. Quietly, his bandmates have shown their support. Hyunjin's Instagram story that simply featured the cover without a caption, or Bangchan's brief yet proud comment on Bubble, "Our Jeongin, you're amazing," serve as quiet confirmations that this transformation is not just for public consumption, but is recognized and supported from within. So, after the initial shock has begun to settle, where does that leave us? IN of Stray Kids has successfully executed one of the most striking image transitions in recent years. But as with any good investigatory report, we must ask, what are the long-term consequences? Is this merely a beautiful moment soon to be forgotten, or is it the foundation for a new era? This Cosmopolitan feature is not an endpoint. It is an opening, a proclamation. It will serve as a catalyst, influencing IN's every subsequent move. When Stray Kids returns with new music, all eyes will be on him, not just to hear his vocals, but to see if this new charisma will be integrated into the group's performances. The world of fashion, which has welcomed him with open arms, will now regard him as a serious contender for brand ambassadorships. And, perhaps most importantly, the industry now looks at him with a different kind of respect. He is no longer just the Maknae of Stray Kids. He is Jeongin, a legionnaire armed with a weapon called charisma, ready to conquer any creative battlefield he chooses. However, one provocative question remains, hanging in the air, waiting to be answered by time. When an idol deliberately shatters the mold of their former image, what do they find behind it? True artistic freedom? Or merely a new, more luxurious cage with higher expectations? Jeongin has stepped into the spotlight as his whole self. Now, it is up to us to watch. This is not the end of a story. It is merely the first page of a new chapter.